All right, so let's talk about that payday. Caleb Plant headlining this card. Jose Resendez, pretty low-level fight for Caleb Plant in this, I guess, interim title defense at 168 pounds. Ring Magazine, Sergio, recently published its super middleweight rankings. Canelo Alvarez, naturally, was at the top. After that, it was Christian Mbili. It was Diego Pacheco. It was Osle Iglesias, who is probably only known to the hardcore fan base.
Oh, my goodness. I never heard of the third one. I'm sorry.
Plant was sitting there, Sergio.
Munguia or something like that. Not Julio Iglesias.
It's not Julio Iglesias. That's somebody else. Plant was listed in these rankings at number 5. Now, Caleb was very sharp, I think, on social media. He reposted the list knowing that he has accomplished more than anyone there besides Canelo Alvarez and called it more motivation. So, Sergio, I think you've already answered this, but does Caleb Plant deserve to be higher on that 168-pound list?
Higher than number 2?
Higher than... No, not number 2. Higher than number 5.
No, he's number 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he needs to be higher because I think I put him above Mbili, Pacheco, Munguia, and anyone else because he has a resume. He's already...
What's Iglesias' first name?
It ain't Julio because that's a famous singer that I was just making fun of.
I thought for sure you'd say Enrique, but we'll...
No, man. I knew that joke was going to go over your head, but Iglesias or over him, over Munguia, over anybody else because he has a resume, man. He's fought the 2 absolute best super middleweights that already moved up to light heavyweight. So that's it. That right there puts him at number 2 easily. Now, the ones before that, I got to give Caleb Plant and Team Caleb Plant a lot of credit because since he won that title from Muskategi, he was fighting the Subway guy and Mike Lee. He was fighting guys that no one has ever heard of in Vincent Feigenboots. He was fighting guys that he should have beaten, an oversized, older, former champion in Caleb Truax. He was getting an easy ride to the top, the payday, that big payday he got Canelo. But he deserved it, man. Caleb Plant deserved it. Then he goes and fights another monster in Benavidez. But I'll tell you what, man, what prepared him for that monster is not only Canelo, but I think his toughest fight outside of Canelo and David Benavidez was Durrell, man. Durrell's a real one. I've known Durrell since the amateur days. That was a solid win. Not only that, it was knockout of the year type. So that right there, that pushes him to the front of the line because those names right there that everyone has known gets him at number 2. And there's no shame being under Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed champion at super middleweight. So Caleb Plant is a dog. And I think everyone in boxing understands that, respects that. Mexicans respect him. This dude's serious, man. And he earned that top spot, waiting in the wing all this time, biding his time. And he's just been perfectly maneuvered to that $10 million payday that he had against Canelo. I don't know what he made against Benavidez, but he deserved it. He deserves that money. He deserves this number 2 spot.
Yeah, rankings should be a meritocracy. It shouldn't be based on potential. Do I think that Iglesias has the potential to be a great fighter at 68? Absolutely. I've watched some tape on him. He's a dog in the ring. We've done a lot of Diego Pacheco fights. I think we both believe that the sky's the limit for Diego Pacheco. Christian Mbili, even though he didn't look great in his last fight against Sergey Derevyanchenko, certainly the potential to be a top guy. None of those guys have the resume of a Caleb Plant. The only thing they have better than Caleb Plant is an undefeated record. That's it. That's all they got going for them right now when stacked up against Caleb Plant. I'm with you. I've long been of the belief that, I guess, I'm much more impressed by Caleb Plant in his last 4 fights when he's gone 2-2 than I was during his first 21 fights when he went undefeated.
I agree.
Because in his last 4 fights, he went head-to-head with Canelo Alvarez, got knocked out, but hey, that happens. He went against Pete Canelo.
He went out on his shield, too.
Went out on his shield, right? Had some success in the early rounds and then eventually went out on his shield. Fights David Benavidez when nobody was fighting David Benavidez. No real title on the line for that fight, but gets in the ring with David Benavidez, won some early rounds, had some success early in that fight, but then, as everybody at 168 pounds eventually does, succumbed to the overwhelming output and the power of Benavidez. Finishes the fight, but gets beat up. In between, he beats Anthony Durrell, a former champion, knocks him out. One of the best knockouts you've seen in the last few years. He knocks out Trevor McCumbee, undefeated at that time. I'm just, this guy is stacking together good fight after good fight. Doesn't win them all, but I've always said I much prefer guys that are taking tough fights and losing than the guys that are lining up nobodies in winning. And that's not a dig at any of the Iglesiases and the Mbilis and the Pachecos. They're not even there yet. They're at that C level right now, B- level guys that they're fighting. But they haven't fought the guys that Caleb Plant has fought. Even though Caleb has lost a couple of fights, I still think he belongs above them in any super middleweight ranking.
I agree. And I think he has a lot left in the tank because he's not had many fights. I mean, we already looked at his resume. He has under 25 fights, I believe. He's only 32 years old. He has a lot of career left. As soon as CANELO calls it a career, this man's next. He's going to be from number 2, number 1. And I could see him dominating super middleweight for at least another 2, 3, 4 years because he doesn't have wear and tear. He has that long amateur pedigree. He has that boxer style with that jab and that movement. So he can easily go into his mid-30s, being in the top 3. So Caleb Plant has a lot of career left, no wear and tear. 2 fights that he went into the late rounds against monsters in Benavidez and CANELO. And then he's handled everyone else. So all respect to Caleb Plant and what he's done in his career and his movers, his managers, everyone that's been a part of it. Because like you said, the beginning of his career was kind of like eyebrow up in the air, like there's another guy
with a good jab, decent amateur background.
Taken care of, not just being maneuvered to a world title, but not really facing anybody. Not only that, but inactivity. He hasn't really been that active in the last 5 years, even though he has fought those 2 guys. In the last 5-6 years, it's been like 1.5 fights a year. If Caleb Plant gets more active, and which is scary because he looks good even when he's not active, that's because he lives a clean lifestyle. He's probably a gym rat, and he's a family man. So that's the reason he can be inactive, still look good and sharp after only fighting, once every one in a year. But he has a lot of career left. I think Caleb Plant is a real one.
I agree. I like the addition of Stephen Edwards to his team.
I agree.
I think that's a good voice. There's good chemistry between those two. He fought really well on the inside against Trevor McCumbee. That's something we haven't seen from him up until this point in his career. And I think things are kind of lining up really well for Caleb Plant to kind of make a little bit of a star turn here. Like you've got this Resendez fight, whatever. Resendez, not a very good fighter, knocked out 2 fights earlier at 160 pounds, probably going to get stopped in this fight. Caleb Plant should look really good headlining this fight. Fast forward to what we just talked about. Caleb Plant against Jermall Charlo. Caleb Plant's going to be a big favorite going into that fight. Could be the first guy to beat Charlo, could stop Charlo, could be a real coming out party in a way for Caleb Plant. And then next year, if Edgar Berlanga beats Hamza Shiraz, how good is an Edgar Berlanga-Caleb Plant fight? I mean, the bad blood, there's a river of bad blood between those 2 guys. Like, they hate each other. The buildup would be fantastic. It's a solid pay-per-view. And I'd make Caleb Plant a favorite in that fight, too. So you've got 3 good fights, solid fights, 2 really solid fights for Caleb Plant that could get him to like 28-0 and be in a position to be the face of the super middleweight division once Canelo walks.
You said it right. And not only that, but he has a lot of things going for him. Not only that he doesn't have wear and tear, he has the boxing ability, he has the meanness, that chip on his shoulder. But he hits a different demographic. I mean, he's from where's he from? Like the
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
No boxers come out of Nashville, Tennessee. I mean that's known for whiskey and country music, not boxing. This dude comes out of there.
I think there are some boxers that do come out of Tennessee. But
well, yeah. I mean, name one.
Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant. Exactly. So that's what he has going from country boy with meanness and a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he's very marketable.
Yeah.
Just put it that way. So yeah, man, Caleb Plant has a high ceiling and a lot more money to be earned and made.
All right. On Friday, you'll be in Las Vegas. Good luck to the roulette tables.
I'm coming, baby.
On that night, they're probably going to have a big
Speaking
night.
of which, do you have my money for today? Because you haven't paid me for like many podcasts.
I have not paid you.
There's an ATM
correct.
downstairs because I'm blowing that on the roulette table as soon as I land.
So why would I give it to you? I'm going to blow it right away. Anyway, it doesn't matter.